Right, okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you gotta walk in and like turn the TV on.
Click.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Heading back to the streets where it all began, two men rejoined. Oh fuck! No. Two men rejoined two women to blast muscle tuna and blast muscle tuna. It doesn't make sense at all.
The whole premise of the first movie, you know what happens in the first 10 minutes of the first movie? Two guys get in a fight because some guy liked a tuna sandwich at this restaurant. And then this other guy was like, no, nobody likes the tuna sandwich here. And then that guy was like, well, I like the tuna sandwich here. And then they fight. That happened in the first movie.
And then they drive.
Yeah.
When a crime begins. What? Why can't I read? What?
I ask myself that every day, man.
When a crime brings him back to L.A., fugitive ex-con Dom Toretto reignites his feud
this
with
movie
agent
doesn't
Brian
make any
O'Connor.
sense.
It's the Fast and Furious, Tyler. It's the Fast and Furious 2009. Is that really 2000? Like this series have only been around for 9 years, and no, there's no way.
I thought it was older than that.
I was good. There's no way.
It's got to be. I watched it in high school.
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah.
Why is a Fast and Furious film like just like it's not numbered at all? It just says 2009.
None of their stuff is numbered except for the second one, which is Too Fast, Too Furious.
It was like Step Up 2, The Streets, which I always thought was really clever because it was like Step Up to the Streets, but it was with the number 2. It's
there's no way to know like what fucking order you're supposed to watch them in unless you do research, because none of them are fucking ordered. But like, they're not numbered except for 1 and 2.
I think you're lying because literally like I'm on IMDb and there's Fast and Furious 5, 6, 7. I guess they were just trying to go like Fast and Furious and then Too Fast, Too Furious and then Tokyo Drift, and everyone was like, I don't really like this, and then they were like, okay, we're going back to The Fast and the Furious.
I actually liked Tokyo Drift. That's the only one I liked.
That was the first one I saw. In fact, I say that's the first one I saw as if I've watched all these films. I watched the one in the cinema. Like, my friends wanted to see it, and I was like, why? I just don't like these films at all. And it was the one where they're on the runway for, like, 18 minutes, and everyone is like, how long is this airport?
It just goes on forever. They're really just driving in circles around the airport. The first one I watched too was Tokyo Drift, and like I liked it, and I tried to watch the others, and I was like, this is fucking stupid. Because the first one
Vin
was
Diesel
actually,
is just a meathead. He is just like an absolute unit.
He is.
Drew Gooden has just done a really, really good video on Vin Diesel. I think it's called like Vin Diesel. Let's have a look. Drew Gooden.
I'm trying to remember
Vin Diesel, King of Cringe, and it is the funniest video I've seen in so long. I was, you know, when I do my laugh where I'm laughing so much that I'm like screaming a little bit.
Yeah.
I was doing that because it's so funny. He just goes on like Instagram Live or maybe Facebook Live, and he just doesn't really know what to say. And he's like, I'm doing a live. He's not saying I'm live. He goes, I'm doing a live.
I'm doing a live.
Honey, I'm doing a live. And then
doing a live.
Doing a live. That's how you save a life. Vin Diesel's just telling us how to.
He was in. Where he was like a nanny or something. He was like a babysitter or something.
The Pacifier.
Yes, that's it.
The Pacifier. But he was at one of the premieres for the Fast and Furious films, and he was doing a Facebook Live or whatever, and he put his phone in his pocket and forgot, and he took it out like 5 minutes later. He's like, "Oh, I was live that whole time. Sorry, guys."
Okay, so. Did he pull a Mark Ruffalo, or did Mark Ruffalo pull a Vin Diesel?
What did Mark Ruffalo do?
Mark Ruffalo did the same thing. He was streaming live on Instagram, and he didn't turn it off when he went to I forget what movie premiere it was. It was one of the Marvel ones, and he had it in his pocket. And somebody poked him on the shoulder and said, "You're live streaming right now."
Oh my god. I mean, I want to kind of talk about some live stream. fails. But I before we go on, bringing up the pacifier, do you remember that, what's his name? The Rock? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was in that film, The Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought you were going to say.
What is it with these big muscly
beefy,
dudes,
steroid-induced men going...
like who are both in the Fast and Furious series, just doing... I don't get it. It's something like, is it meant to be comedic? Like, oh, look, he's big and muscly, but he's actually a sweetheart on the inside. I just don't get it.
That could be it.
I don't get
but
it.
then there's also the second Tooth Fairy with Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Cable Guy's a good film.
The thing with The Rock, though, is I think, as far as I remember, The Pacifier was the only real, like, kids kind of movie that Vin Diesel was in, but Dwayne Johnson has been in so fucking many.
Dwayne Johnson has just turned into... Because he was, like, in the Attitude Era of WWE, right?
Yeah.
And then he's just, like, turned into this just kids actor. He's got his own YouTube channel.
Does he?
Like, you know when so Susan Wojcicki, it's kind of like a meme to pronounce her name wrong, but I actually don't know how to say it. But she made a bit. She's like, so guys, I've made my very own YouTube channel, and I'm just gonna ask some of my YouTube friends how to start a YouTube channel. And it cuts to a clip of Dwayne Johnson, this like multi-millionaire, probably billionaire Hollywood actor. Like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber, and here's some tips, Susan. Like, you would ask like an actual YouTuber who does this as their job. Like Dwayne, he just gets his phone out like Vin Diesel doing a live every now and then, and just uploads it onto YouTube.
This is how you do a YouTube, man. Let The Rock show you.
Oh, fuck. I forget that Vin Diesel is in Guardians of the Galaxy. I forget he plays Groot, which actually saddens me a lot.
That's probably his best role, though, actually.
Where he says 3 words. Yeah. And it's like, all these years, Vin Diesel has never won an award for any Fast and Furious film, and then he wins an award for saying, I am Groot.
It's better than Fast and Furious. It's better than Pitch Black. All those...
It's better than Disneyland Resort Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout Video Short 2017, where he plays Baby Groot.
What the fuck is that?
It's like last year they released this new ride at Disneyland, and they have like a video at the start of it. I think I've seen like a video of it. I don't know how. Like, I'm not interested in it at all. But I've seen a video of someone going on it. Where did I see it? I don't understand, but they're just like going up in a lift, and there's a TV on the wall, and they're like, "Okay, guys, we need your help," and it's oh man, it's just the worst thing ever. In fact, in Drugan's video about Fast and Furious, they went to, I think it was the Universal Park or something like that, and there was a Fast and Furious ride where they just like animate, like you're just on like a bus which kind of like rocks side to side, and then like Vin Diesel is just like jumping from car to car on a screen next to you. It's so stupid.
What the hell?
Oh, amazing.
He has a very prosperous career, and I hope that he continues to grow as an actor and get better roles. But I know none of that's going to happen, and he's going to be too slow, not furious, pretty soon.
too leisurely. Too leisurely, too relaxed. Talking about streaming fails, there was... wasn't there that girl who... Well, first of all, there was that guy who forgot to turn off his stream when he was on Twitch, and he just started masturbating after his stream.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I mean...
I thought, was it after his stream or before?
Were you watching? What's that?
Was it after his stream or before his stream?
Well, I don't think he would have streamed if it was before. Like, I feel as if he would have been like, oh, fuck, I just got caught masturbating live on Twitch to thousands of people. Guess I'll just stream for a while.
I suppose. Wasn't there a girl that got caught masturbating on stream, too?
It was... No, there was a girl who got caught... well, she, like, moved her chair, and they could see, like, one of those, like, vibrator things, like the wand things. And people were like, hey, what's that under your bed? And she just sort of giggles and then she moves the chair over and she's like, what? And she's like, oh, it's just a guitar under my bed. And everyone's like, no, I'm pretty sure it's a vibrator. And she's like, no. What? Fantastic. I'm on IMDb still. And there's the promo for Venom where they very cleverly got it so half of Venom's face, well, half of it is Tom Hardy and half of it is Venom. But they've got it so on one side of the IMDb screen is Venom, the other side is Tom Hardy.
Oh, shit.
And they very cleverly said, hashtag Venom, played by Tom Hardy, and hashtag, and then just like not Venom, played by Tom Hardy too. Eddie Brock, that's it. He's got that. The trailers are just
bad.
I don't know what to think. Yeah,
they're bad. They're not good, and the CG just doesn't look good at all. It's too.
It's just, I don't know. It's just corny.
Yeah.
It just like I keep seeing those. You know, on YouTube they do mini trailers for things now, and they'll have like the text pop up on the screen of what they're saying in case you've got it muted or something.
Yeah.
Well, they do them, and there's that scene where he's in the shop and he's like, I'm gonna eat your intestine and then your pancreas, and I'm like, what? Is this meant to be like a funny part of the movie?
In Sony's mind, probably.
God, this is just fucking awful, and it's a shame because Venom is like been one of my favorites, like villains for a long time. They got that guy from that 70s show to Spider-Man 3.
I always forget his name. Topher something?
Topher Grace.
Yeah, that's it.
Topher Grace. I can't believe he ruined the last season of that 70s show by not being there to be in the worst Spider-Man film. And to be fair, I think he sort of suited Eddie Brock because Eddie Brock's just a bit of a weasel. But Tom Hardy seems like he's this kind of like badass reporter, but Brock's always just sort of been pretty. I don't know. He's just always been kind of weaselly in my mind.
Well, and he doesn't have Peter Parker there to be jealous of. The whole point of Venom is Venom first connects to Spider-Man. Spider-Man rejects the symbiote, and then Brock hates Peter Parker because Peter Parker is a better photographer than him, and then Venom gets him, and they both have hatred for the same person unknowingly, and they just that's why Venom is evil and wants to destroy Spider-Man. But now they're making him nothing. He's just evil because evil. Hello.
And he's like, oh, you've been doing experiments on things, right? And then it's like, oh, I'll just attach onto this guy because I need a human host.
I do not want to be experimented on anymore. I guess that's how they're changing it, right? Instead of the Peter Parker thing, he's just angry because he was found and they're making experiments. He's just like, I'm just this lonely space goo and I just want to make friends. And then these scientists started poking me with needles, and now I'm going to kill everybody.
It's just such like an empty plot because it's not going to go anywhere. And this film it's not going to be part of like a universe. They're not going to like make like a supervillain universe with Sony.
That's what they're trying to do.
No.
Yeah, because they have they have a Black Cat movie that they're supposed to be making and everything. They were making like a villain verse. I don't know.
They making like a villain verse, and then their like evil master plan in their big like villain Avengers movie is to steal back the rights for Spider-Man, so they can finally have Spider-Man in their film with them.
Yeah,
that's absolutely atrocious.
I looked it up real quick. So they have Venom, they have a Black Cat one, and apparently Silver's supposed to be in it.
Oh my god, that's
Craven.
Yeah,
they just have like. Oh wait, what the fuck? I don't know how true this is, but they have Mysterio on there.
Imagine.
I'm hoping they don't, because if they do, that would probably mean they don't want the Marvel Universe to use it in any of their Spider-Man movies.
I was going to say, because I really like Mysterio.
That's what I liked about Homecoming, is they used... It was actually Spider-Man's very first villain, but yet he's still he wasn't a hugely known Spider-Man villain. Like, not many people knew or cared about Vulture. and they put him in that movie really good. And Mysterio is just another one of those, the same as Toons was, where it's just this villain that comes in every once in a while and gets beaten up and thrown away easily. Mysterio could make, like, if they did so well with Vulture, imagine like what they could do with Mysterio as well, because Mysterio has a lot of potential to make like a really good Spider-Man movie.
Oh, definitely. I love the Spider-Man 2 game when there's those Mysterio missions. Because I distinctly remember the one. I'm sure there was one where he was on like the Statue of Liberty, and you had to swing out across the sea to get there and fight him. And there was one in like a theater, and then like the final boss fight against him. It's like you go into a store to upgrade your skills, and you turn around and he's just there, and then you just push him over and he falls over, and he gets arrested. But yeah, Mysterio would be great. And
just think of the kind of, because his whole thing is hallucinations, and if this is leading up after Infinity War, and after all this stuff Spider-Man has gone through, and maybe he's going to be full of anxiety and everything after that, imagine how much Mysterio could mess with him after all that.
Especially with the next one's called Far From Home, right? The next Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's supposedly with the... I still don't know if that's confirmed or not, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Far From Home.
I mean, I could understand them giving Tom Holland, like, either giving him a fake name because they know how bad he is with leaks and things, or just like making him pretend leak it and everybody believe him because he's done it so many times before.
See, that's what I think it is, though, because I almost feel like because of the times that he has accidentally leaked things, that they just use the gag and use him pretending to like accidentally leaking things, even though that's how they wanted it. Because like I feel like when Mark Ruffalo sent him the poster with the release date to Infinity War, I feel like that was put on, like it was that's what they had him to do. Like it wasn't an accidental like, oops, I showed the date for Infinity War.
I think it was like an actual promotional tool.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like using the joke of him spoiling everything as a way to release stuff. Yeah, it's clever. It works.
Yeah, definitely. Oh wow, I didn't know Woody Harrelson was going to be in Venom.
Oh my god. I just went on IMDb for Spider-Man Far From Home. This might just, because I know IMDb isn't actually made by the actual people who make it, but somebody has Jake Gyllenhaal there as Mysterio.
No.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that's real.
God, yeah.
I fucking hope that's real. You're just fucking talking about it, and then like, there it is right there. I really hope that's not just somebody guessing, because a lot of the time it is. It's not usually... Oh my god.
They're like, who's the like weirdest looking actor we can get? Oh, I know, Jake Gyllenhaal. He always looks a bit confused, right?
Nobody wants to see his face, but Mysterio wears a fishbowl on his head, so it works.
Yeah. Well, it says Jon Favreau is rumored, like happy is rumored to be.
Yeah. So this isn't made by like the actual scriptwriters or everything. It could just be people speculating, but
the first photo on there is Tom Holland holding up an iPad which has the Far From Home thing on it. That was like the first thing they found out.
Oh yeah.
They were like, "Oh, quick, make the page."
Yeah, so it's hard to say if that's legit or not, because IMDb isn't. It's just random people putting stuff together. So, but you never know if that's actually true. Like that's fucking yes.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be so good.
Because like the whole
yeah,
it would be good, and especially like I said, like right after Infinity War, if Spider-Man's going through all this anxiety of what happened to him and everything, and leaving Earth and all that leaves so much stuff for Mysterio to fuck with his head with.
Especially if he doesn't want to go, Mr. Stark. You know.
Yeah. Why are you gonna bring it up?
Can we send a podcast to Amanda and then just like film her crying? One last thing about Venom before we move on is I know like he's from Queens, right?
Right.
So I get why he's talking like that, but why does he sound like?
He just sounds like he has a speech impediment.
Why does he sound like Christopher Walken?
Is that what he sounds like?
Yeah, he's like...
I haven't listened to it in a while.
Yeah, Eddie Brock, and I'm a symbiote, and I'm a photographer, and I don't want to kill people. So we were gonna have like an intro skit, and it just sort of turned into us talking about Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it didn't work out as well as we were hoping.
Well, the pretty much the only feedback I had from the podcast, the first episode, was Gage in my Discord, who said, I didn't like the intro skit.
Fuck you, Gage. Everybody else loved it.
And I was like, well, we were actually going to try and start the next one with a skit. But thanks for the input.
Nikki liked it. She thought it went on a little too long, though.
Jesus.
One of my other buddies, though, that listened to it, he liked the whole thing. He thought it was pretty spicy.
So much criticism. Why is the world so harsh?
You know what, Brodie? I don't think we're ever going to speak English because that sentence wasn't how you form words properly.
I don't know what else goes. So we're currently still waiting for the podcast. I mean, it must have been like 5 days since the first episode went up. Still waiting for iTunes to accept it, to review it and accept it onto its beautiful platform. So I thought I'd just type in to see the feedback on YouTube. I typed in "Not Those Guys Again," which is the exact name of our channel. And the first channel which has come up is a channel called "Those Guys Again." So I'm afraid to say, Tyler, that we're going to have to change our name because
God damn it.
Because people will see our podcast and think that it's "Those Guys Again's podcast."
And then they're like, oh, they have a new one called "Not Those Guys Again."
It's like they tried one the first time and then it didn't go well, so they tried another one. They were like, "Not those guys again."
Who the fuck are those guys? I don't like their picture.
No, they do. So it's like 4 guys, and all the pictures are separate but spliced together. That's always a bad sign because you know that they can't ever get together to take a picture. All the videos are either like skits or vlogs recorded on phone cameras where there's bars at the side.
We don't have an issue then. They ain't got nothing on us.
I mean, our thumbnail is a banana inside a bagel. So.
It's better than their thumbnail.
They've actually got the black bars visible in the thumbnails, which is my favorite part. They've also got For Honor funny moments. I was unaware that people actually played For Honor.
I don't even know what that is. Oh, For Honor. I can't understand your accent, man.
I said For Honor.
That's what I was like, what the fuck is For Honor?
For Honor. They've got so the video For Honor funny moments is then followed by Random Moments Part 2. What's the part 2 of what? Of the funny moments? Is Random Moments part? I don't understand.
A Killer from Within, Part 1. But there's no Part 2.
There's bloodiest stare ever. Not
their very first video, Pilot. Those guys who? Question mark.
I just want to read the About section. This channel was made to make you and your friends laugh. So the next day, you can ask them, "Hey, have you seen those guys again?" And then they are all like, "What guys again?" And then you're like, "Those guys again." Just so you guys can argue and pull out your phone and show them what you're talking about. Then they're like, "Oh, those guys again." So like and subscribe for confusion.
See, that would work better. I don't know. I guess it still kind of works.
I'm getting their business email. I got to confirm that I'm not a robot to get their business email and send them a strongly worded email. Perfect. Their business email is Ronan Johnson. Like, it's not like a those guys again email. It's like one of their personal
At least we went
addresses.
through the effort to make a specific email.
Yeah.
So if you want to send us an email with inquiries, or maybe you want a little shout out, maybe you want us a little tickle of your pickle, you can email us at notthoseguysagain@gmail.com. That's notthoseguysagain@gmail.com.
Or you can call us on 072 555 625. I mean, these guys, they have 2,156 views, but we've only got 20 views, so we're obviously doing something wrong there, Tyler.
Yeah, we might be doing something wrong.
I don't know why I pronounced your name like Tyler. like I was just like angry at you. Like I was unsure, but also equally angry. I'm like you just mugged me, and I was like, that man's getting away, and someone's like, he's called Tyler, and I'm like, Tyler. Why I don't understand why I'm looking at these. Oh no, not these guys again. That's a video. There is a Minecraft video called, hold on, I just saw it. Pink Guy's STFU video comes up before our channel when you type in not those guys again. How?
How the fuck?
Underneath ours is Vines I Quote on the Daily, which has 16 million views. Or underneath that is Epic Cloud Again from a YouTube channel called Those Guys with 26 views. And it's some kids playing Minecraft. Let's check this out.
Why I like that we're right above the Try Guys.
We're above the... Wow. You're obviously getting... YouTube is sending you mixed signals, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I think Nikki will like that one.
I've gone onto this channel, which is called Those Guys, and it's a Minecraft channel. And funnily enough, the profile picture is it's different heads from Minecraft, like put together, like it was that Those Guys Again picture, but in Minecraft, which I find very amusing. The last video was 2 years ago. It was called When We're Not Recording, and it's 1 second long.
If you want some top-notch Minecraft gameplay, look up Mr. Scorchcraft.
Oh no.
That's a Minecraft channel I made 7 years ago that lasted for 5 videos, and then I quit.
Tyler,
I'm fucking sick of Minecraft.
You got some dislikes here, bud.
Oh fuck, do I?
Oh no, that's really weird. No, that's really weird. Your voice is sort of like it is now, but a bit camper and a little bit higher.
Is it? I was like 20 years old then. 1920.
That's so weird. That's so odd. No, that screws me out. I'm liking
Is my voice different enough back then that you just can't handle it?
Yeah, that's too much.
It could also be the mic, because I was using a shitty, like it was just the mic that was on my laptop.
It's, yeah, you can pick up like all like the from your laptop, and you're also playing on tiny render distance, which I enjoy. The title is Let's Play Minecraft Underwater City, Episode 4. I found a mother fudging cave bitch. ... Creeper. Can I read out the tags, please?
Go ahead.
So, let's play Minecraft Underwater City, Episode 4. Found a mother fudging cave bitch ... creeper. That's one tag. It's the bitch ... creeper. Episode 4. Big large world. Scorch 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9.
I put
Mr.
my old channel name
Scorchcraft.
in there. Why?
It's Mr. Scorch. Yeah, because everybody was like, oh, I wonder what Scorch 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is doing these days. He hasn't uploaded in a while. I just it's this new channel. Wow. We got the Mr. Scorchcraft tag, which vidIQ says is number 6.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, there's no number 5 to 1. There's just a hashtag number 6th, like keyword. Water, lake, river, ocean, pool, lava. It's
such bland text.
You spelled hole. You spelled hole. HOLW.
What?
Hello. and you spelled it like HOLW, and then you spelled it whole, as in like a whole thing. Bunker, torch, pickaxe, axe, shovel, sword, slenderman, fire, burn, burning, swimming, flame, first, diving. Why first? Diving, all, out. Yeah, I'm sure people search for the word all when they're looking for Let's Play Underwater City. Kingston. Why Kingston?
I don't remember. It's 7 years ago, man.
First time. Cobblestone, dirt, sand, furnace, workbench, wall, ceiling, chest. Oh my god, that is...
The Slender Man one is there because that was my asbestos skin. I was Slender Man. I tell you all about it in the first episode, I think.
Yeah, the your profile picture is a close up of the Slender Man, but you can't see its face. Your world. On the first episode, it's how self-indulged you are, Tyler. Your worlds are called Scorch and Scorch 2. My god. Why are both videos just consisted of us searching up old videos on YouTube?
I don't know. Last week it was
Call of Duty,
Black Ops. Now it's Minecraft. I gotta read out all the titles.
I mean, right, okay, so you've exposed a pretty embarrassing Minecraft channel. So I guess it's time to expose my own. It was called Crazy Box Live, all one word. This was at the same time. This is in 2011. This is where Sneaky Brod came from, where I jumped off the balcony and got one single kill. Oh yeah, this is the video. It was called Minecraft Flooded Ross's House, and it has 2.5 million. Sorry, not million, 1,000. Oh my god. Yeah, views. Where it was when I kind of first started playing Minecraft, and I was running it insanely slowly. In fact, I had too many items. I could see. Oh no! Oh no! Skype popped up because my friend Ross, who was in the server, whose house I was flooding, started calling me. So Skype popped up and revealed both my full name and his full name and username. No. And instead of blocking it in the recording, I blocked it with an annotation that you can see right through. This is atrocious. This is running at like 5 FPS. I don't get. Let me just read out the description. Hey guys, it's Brodie in our new Ducktard series, and today I am flooding Ducktard 3, Ross's house, and I think he may be pissed, and the S's are spelt with $signs. And if you're wondering, Ducktards was a series name I'd come up with. Like, we were kind of obsessed with like Yogscast and things like that, so I thought Ducktards would be funny. And apparently Ross was Ducktard 3. I know my friend Jack. I'm exposing Jack here, as in Jack from our band and things. He was Ducktard 2. However, he never actually played Minecraft because he didn't own it. But he is in the follow-up video, which is called Minecraft Blowing Up Ross's House, which has quite a few dislikes. Let me just read out the things. Someone said yawn, and someone said boring, and someone said you're a bully. And Jack was just talking on Skype. This is awful. This is actually atrocious. Can we?
Well, I would like to bring up the fact that on my very first episode of Let's Play Minecraft Underwater City, there's a comment from Natalia Bungay, and it says, "You're so awesome." So,
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying, clearly, I was doing something right back then.
Do you remember Fortress Craft?
Nope.
So it was around the times. This was when 2011, yeah. So it was around the time that I could only play Minecraft on my dad's computer at his house, which, by the way, was a computer with I think 2 gig of RAM, like hardly any space in it at all, and it would run semi okay on like tiny render distance and things. But my laptop wouldn't run it, and I had no idea why, and so I couldn't play it at home. After about a year of being obsessed with Minecraft and not being able to play it at home, I found out that it wouldn't run because I wasn't the admin on my computer, which was mad. And so around this time, I would literally find any Minecraft clone I could on Xbox and play it out on Xbox. And there's one called Fortress Craft, which Keemstar, for some reason, had a big part in promoting. That's just an odd little tidbit I thought I'd bring up.
That was at the peak of his career.
It was. Oh, this is awful. Oh God, there's a video called Fortress Craft Epic Fail where I built...
If it's got epic fail in the title, you know it's some fucking spicy content.
It's spicy. I mean, I got my old digital camera set up on a tripod recording my TV with like
that's
the blare
that's
from
how
my
I
blinds.
used to record my TV. But it was like it's an old box TV, and an old camera, so it can't do like the color properly. So when you look at it, like half the screen is fucking green.
Yeah, and the black bar like goes over it. It like keeps running over it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And there's like all the circles for an static on it. That's so weird. But I built up this giant wood tower and jumped off it into a giant hole. Which wasn't an epic fail at all because I planned it. But then
that was an epic win, baby.
I played Stairway to Heaven on guitar, but very, very poorly recorded, so it's like the bassiest distorted thing ever. And then when I hit the bottom, I played blah blah blah. This is essentially my Pyrocynical. So guys, we did it. Where he jumps off the tower in Dying Light. This is amazing.
Your Pyrocynical isn't as good as Mr. Spud's.
I know. I've been getting for those unaware, I have a series called Video Vault, and the second episode was on Pyrocynical. The series is basically where I go back to the old videos and try and uncover videos which have been deleted and pirated, things like that. I spent weeks and weeks and weeks just trying to research Pyrocynical, and I could not for the life of me find any of his old Minecraft videos. And what's really annoying is that I was trying to get some YouTubers to help me get in touch with him or people who may have known like where I could find his videos. And one of them was Solid Shive. You know Solid Shive, who Dan's like kind of friends with. But Dan, I was asking Dan, and Dan was like, I don't really want to bother him, which I understood. And so I got Nerd City to ask I'm Alex, who I didn't know at the time. Well, like I wasn't, I didn't talk to at the time. And then I'm Alex to ask, and then I'm Alex said ask Solid Shive, and I kept trying to ask Shive, and he just wouldn't respond. And then literally about 2 days after I'd released the video, he just followed me on Twitter out of nowhere, so I could start DMing him. I was like, "Are you shitting me?"
I remember that. You messaged the group chat, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
I sent him an angry message like, "Solid Shive, why?" And he was like, he was just so confused.
I remember he sent us that in the group chat, that message he had sent.
Let me see. I don't know if he still follows me. Solid. I don't actually know what his name is anymore because he changed.
Probably unfollowed you right after you were like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah.
I needed you like a week ago.
And let me look through my messages. Whilst I'm looking for that, for the video, because I couldn't find a single Pyrocynical YouTube video, I thought it'd be funny to fake one and put it on Reddit and see if people fell for it. A couple people did. It got on the front page of Pyrocynical's subreddit, which wasn't hard because not much actually goes on it. Not much finds well to the Reddit. But so I made this video and I got our friend McSpunton to do a Pyrocynical impression because that's quite a good one, but it's quite obvious to tell that it's not him. So I got him to record this script for a Minecraft video, and then I went back into Minecraft Alpha. I recorded it. And then I like fake, because I found one of Pyro's old thumbnails, like Minecraft thumbnails, which was like the piece of evidence that he used to do them. And I just like reduced the quality loads, and I've actually been having a few comments on it like recently. So it's had 5 likes, 115 views. Someone said my life is complete. Someone said his voice was deeper than ever before, and then someone yesterday said, "Why is this actually good?" Like, people are actually starting to believe that it's real.
Oh my god! You put that up on a brand new channel, didn't you?
I put it on my old YouTube channel, which had a few Minecraft videos on.
Your Chewy Breaker one?
No, that got deleted. That's why I started Knockout Wolf.
Right.
That's so weird. I can't find the video, the messages. Because when was my video vault? My God, I did a video vault in like, oh, it was like February time. And I'm looking, and I messaged him just after it came out. That's weird. I actually can't find him at all. Maybe he did unfollow me.
He could have. Well, even if he unfollows you, wouldn't the message stay?
Yeah, you think that. I'm currently in the realm where loads of people. I was looking for artwork for my channel, and loads of people were like, "Hey guys, I'm really desperate for commissions at the moment. So I'm taking all commissions. Like, please let me know. Please retweet." And like, they still weren't getting work. Like, thanks for the retweet, guys, but nobody's been contacting me. And these 2 people I contacted, and both of them just straight up ignored me. One of them replied like, "What are you looking for?" And I described it, and they just didn't reply to me. The other person just didn't reply at all, and I'm like, okay, cool, thanks.
And they were just on there complaining that nobody was asking for commissions.
Yeah, for real.
And then somebody asks, and then they completely ignore it. Like, I wonder why you're not fucking getting any commission requests.
Mad, yeah. Oh, I got DMs with Ari, 2929, who was like a speedrunner or something like that. Like an MLG video maker. He I got him to help with the video because he was like kind of friends with Pyrocynical when he was like really small and he was making them videos. It's so weird. Anyway, I guess that's one for a different time. I'm actually kind of offended that he unfollowed me, but I don't know why he followed me in the first place. Yeah. I really do not.
Well, I think it's a good time to you had a little thing you wanted to talk about college food. I think you should
Yeah. I have a few things I want to talk about, but I feel like
we're so far in this now because we ended up talking about other things and the things you actually wanted to talk about, and we're like 50 minutes into this.
So as a little teaser for the next episode, without spoiling too much, there was a guy from my friend's school. In fact, it was Callum's school. Callum, who I'm in the band with. It was his school. One of his teachers got found out online on quite a weird website, and I just thought I'd tease that as a little story I want to tell you. But I feel like that's one for next time. We'll save that for a rainy day. So although the weather's gotten kind of crap, it's just a bit chilly. It's not raining. It's just a bit chilly.
Yeah, it's a bit chilly here too.
Yeah.
I had frost on my window this morning. I wasn't happy about that. It's just turning fall. It's not winter yet. The frost can go fuck itself. That's exactly what it can go do.
I had a driving lesson earlier, and
how'd that go?
Yeah, it was okay. It was. I feel like I'm getting there. I mean, I started kind of early this year, but we had a big gap because we went away to record, like I said last episode. Then he went on holiday and things like that. So I didn't drive for over a month. So I had my first one back last week, and I thought that would throw me off a lot, but I was fine. And it's just a few things I need to practice, just a bit of steering. Like I'm fine driving around. He's just like, I think your steering needs to get better. And I'm like, oh, okay, no shit.
Do you
whatever.
move the wheel a lot while you're driving?
Yeah, he's like, you shuffle it around too much. He's like, you got to do bigger.
You don't
movements.
really. If you just hold it, you just have to make like. Only if you feel like you're starting to move out of the line is when you should move it. Like, it's not in movies where they're constantly moving the steering wheel.
Yeah.
That's not how driving works.
They have their hands on either side and they're just like up and down, up and down.
Like fucking moving the thing around. Like if you're driving like that, you're swerving all over the fucking place.
I know, yeah.
Like,
it's mainly when we're going around corners. I just instead of feeding it to myself, I just sort of move my arms, and he's just like, "You gotta let go, bud." There's been a couple of times where he's gone to like get the wheel to sort of move me, because obviously on his side he can see the cars that I'm near, like parked up cars, so he's getting nervous, so he's like pushing. I'm like, oh, I know I'm fine, but he's like pushing the wheel away, and I'm like gripping onto it like, this is my wheel, you gonna touch my wheel? I don't think so, buddy. But I'm getting pretty close. I just need to practice up. But
get some more well, it's hard when you don't have a car to practice on either, right?
I got a car, I just haven't insured it yet, so we need. We'll get us.
Yeah, because like
anyway,
I got my beginners, and I drove for like 2 years before I even went and got my license.
What? What is that? Like, are you allowed to do that in Canada?
Yeah, you go and you do a written test. If you pass the written test, you get a beginner's license, and when you have that, you're only allowed to drive in the car with one other licensed driver.
Yeah, it's like that with us. It's like a provisional license, but instead of a test, you just pay for it. So any idiot with money can get one. It's great.
Wow.
So college food. I last week I started college. It's my it's the same college course that I'm on, same teacher, same class and things, but we've moved to a different campus because the old one's being sold, and they've like built this brand new music area with all the studios, practice rooms, things like that, which is cool. I thought I'd get there and it'll be finished, but we got there and the rooms are all empty. They haven't acoustically treated any of the rooms yet. The builders were still doing stuff, and they were like, okay guys, we're not having any lessons for the next 2 weeks, just all the lessons are you going to be building the studios with us. And we're like, oh, okay, I'm glad I'm paying to be here. No, it's been a pretty good learning experience, but they put this big aircon thing, like, you can get this massive kind of metal tubes which are like at the top of warehouses and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, they got that going around, and they were like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool if we had that in the roof, and like it's kind of like an aesthetic going in there, like a bit of an industrial thing going on. And so they did that, but they had all the tubes go into each room. So although the rooms are soundproofed and things, it doesn't really work when there's a tube with an opening for air leading right into a recording room with another opening for air, because although the room may be like 20 meters away and behind like 8 different doors, you can hear everything which is happening in that room whilst you're trying to record in the other room. It's just so stupid. So they spent all that time putting them up, and now for the last week they've literally been trying to saw off all the air conditioning tubes in like the live rooms.
They realized they fucked up.
Yeah, and they got like, and they put units in which are like making loads of noise, and they're like, you do realize this is a live room where we record, right? It's like, we need it to be silent in here. And they're like, oh, I guess we'll take that out as well. It's so stupid.
They clearly never made a recording room before.
No. It's been kind of cool making a studios, I guess. It's all the equipment we had before, but it's just cool putting it into the space. And like, so, the new college is quite nice. It's a bit of a further walk away from the train station, so it's not that bad. But the one thing I want to talk about was the food. The food at the old campus was terrible. There was one canteen. There was a room which used to be a Starbucks. Then they just stripped out the Starbucks and got a vending machine, which didn't take any of my money. The whole year I was there, it didn't take my money at all. Which is embarrassing because people always watch me use it, but then just not be able to get
You know what
anything.
that is? That is proof that robots are taking over the jobs.
That is proof. That is real
There
proof.
was a full-fledged Starbucks there, and they tear it out, and what do? They give it to a robot.
It wasn't even a coffee machine, though. It was like a sandwich machine. So like, if you wanted coffee, like Starbucks wasn't there anymore.
Oh,
So stupid. But there was just this one canteen, and there was like a couple fridges with sandwiches in, some drinks in, and they did like chips and pizza and things. And whenever I went in, I guess because I was like a higher level student, because obviously this is a college for like 16 to 18-year-olds who had just left school, high school, whereas I'm doing a course for like 18, 19, 20 plus who are doing like higher education rather than going to uni. So I guess our lessons were like unconventional, so we didn't have it at the same time that everyone else had our lunch. Like we'd come in later or things like that. So I'd go in to get
random
food.
ass times.
Yeah, literally. So I'd go in for food at the old campus, and the lunch ladies would just be so bored. I'd stand there for like 5 minutes, and they'd be on their break sat on the table, and they just look at me for ages, and they're like, "Do you want that heating up like a panini? You want that heating up?" And I said, "Yeah, yes, please." And I go, "All right," and they just sit there for a little bit. And then I'd be like, "Okay, is anyone coming?" And then they'd be like, "Wendy!" And then Wendy would just like appear from the door and go, "You're right, love." And then just take like another 5 minutes to do it. I'm like, what is this? It's like the time I went to Subway in my town, and I walked in, and the woman saw me waiting there. She took a look at, she was cleaning an oven, and then she looked at me, and then she carried on cleaning the oven, and then she looked at me again as if to think, "Oh God, this customer's still here." And they carried on cleaning the oven.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she finally finished, went and washed her hands, things like that. And then she picked up all the crap that she left on the floor and stuff like that. And then she served me. I was stood there for 5 minutes. And anyway, I now know how to clean an oven. More than I ever did before. But at this new campus, they've got so many different food things. They've got like 3 cafes. They've got a mini Starbucks there, which actually exists now. Not that I really go to Starbucks anyway, because I'm not a white girl. They got this big canteen with a few sections. They got an ice cream freezer.
Oh,
how cool is that?
That's fucking amazing.
I walked past my my tutor with a Magnum the other day. I mean, like the ice cream, not. You got to specify these days. And I went, "Andy, they've got ice cream," and he just looked at me and he's like, "Okay." It's like.
How is that the reaction? Ice cream is amazing. You run over there and you fucking get some.
Well, there was 4 of us there. I had the ice cream. Josh had a bar of Maltesers chocolate. Kieran had just cooked pasta with nothing on top of it.
What the fuck?
And Marcus had nothing. And he just looked at me with my ice cream, looked at Kieran, looked at Josh, and then just looked at Marcus empty-handed. He said, "Please say that at least you eat normally." Because I've got ice cream. Oh, yeah, we roasted Karen for a while about that. Just freaking plain pasta. Like, what the fuck?
And,
so they got pasta, chips, things like that. Ice cream thing. It's so good, so good.
At my college, it was we had 2 things. We had just the normal cafeteria where all the food was prepared by the culinary tech students.
Of course.
And then right across from there, we had Papa John's.
Oh.
They could have picked a better pizza place. Like, come on.
Can I one up you there?
All right.
We got a Domino's opposite our college.
I actually like Domino's less than Papa John's.
To be fair, Papa John's have stepped up their garlic butter dip recently.
It's hard to choose. I don't like either. I don't really care for either of them, but if that's my option, I'm not gonna fucking say no to pizza.
yeah, that's kind of true. And we used to go to, at the old campus, we used to go to Subway in the town, which was like 10 minutes walk away. So we'd have like a 40-minute break for lunch. We'd walk 10 minutes there, get out of Subway, walk 10 minutes back, and then we'd have 10-15 minutes to eat.
Right.
To actually sit down at college and eat. And I was devastated because this campus is like 20 minutes away from the center. And I was like, well, we won't have time to walk there and then walk back and then eat it. So we'd have to eat it on the way and just like not enjoy our meal at all. Like, you got to enjoy a Subway. In fact, the Subway actually got closed right after we finished our first year because of an infestation of Mexican cockroaches.
Oh, well, that's lovely. How the fuck did Mexican cockroaches get all the fuck the way over to the UK?
They came in with bandanas on and just held up the store. I just imagine like a giant cockroach.
I'm remembering that episode of Family Guy where they're going to like this hut out in the middle of nowhere where Peter like rented out this cabin and there's just, or it was a hotel room or something, and like the They're talking about the cockroaches were being bad, and they were in there with like bandanas and shit, stabbing people.
I could see something in my head, and I'm pretty sure it's that. It's pretty, oh man, but yeah. So not just cockroaches, which aren't common in England at all, but Mexican cockroaches. So fuck knows how that happened. And so, but I was kind of sad. But they were like, yeah, but dude, those Mexican cockroaches, so it's kind of for the best. But yeah, whatever. And then Marcus was like, but there's a subway across the road. I was like, what? And because of where we walk through the town, and I don't drive yet, I never go to the car park at the front of the college. So I've always gone through the college at the back, where it looks kind of small. But at the front, we walked out the front doors, and oh my god, it was like a whole new world out there. I looked, the college was giant from the front. There was a giant car park. I was like, where has this been? And across the road, there's a garage with a subway on the side of it. It was magical. It was absolutely magical. So treated ourselves to a subway because it'd been a while since we all had a subway together. And then we went the next day. We thought, let's not walk to Subway again because it was like packed last time, full of kids and stuff. We're like, we'll just try out the cafeteria food. And so we went up to this. There's this one section where they do drinks, salads, and sandwiches. And a friend Kieran, Marcus said, I'll have that cheese and ham baguette, please, or whatever he said. And then she goes, you mean panini? which instantly brings me back to bagel.
Bagel?
You mean banana, right?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you mean panini, right? And he's like, I suppose so. And she's like, because paninis need heating up. Okay, all right. And then Kieran was like, yeah, I'll have a panini too. You know they need heating up, right? So do you want to heat up? And he's like, yeah, I suppose so. And then I walk up and they have, because obviously I'm awkward and I don't eat meat, and they have a cheese and tomato panini and a cheese panini with something else in, and I couldn't really work out what it was. It was like little bits of something, and I don't really like tomato, so I was like, oh, what's that one? I was like, is that panini? I was like, is that just cheese? And she goes, just cheese? We don't do just cheese.
Right,
I was
offended.
Like, oh. Yeah, I was like, well, there's two, and one of them looks like it's just cheese in it. Like, what is the thing on top of it? She goes, they're onions. Right, they were like tiny little diced onions. I was like, okay, I'll have that one then, please.
What kind of panini is just cheese and onion?
It was tragic, Tyler. It was actually tragic. Like a couple of days before, I had a cheese sandwich which was labeled just cheese. So excuse me for assuming that they did a just cheese panini when they do just cheese sandwiches.
No, you don't get just cheese. If you want cheese, you also get onion.
So I tried some vegan cheese a few weeks ago because Lily's vegan, and I thought I'd just try it, be a bit healthier. And the cheese, like I got like a pack of grated vegan cheese, and it tastes nice, and it's like it's got the same texture as cheese, but it doesn't taste like cheese, and that's kind of what this cheese sandwich tasted like, except it was actual cheese. And so I got this not just cheese, but cheese and onion panini, not bap, panini. And she heated it up for me, and I couldn't really taste the cheese. The onions were so small I could hardly taste them. So really, it just felt like I was eating warm bread.
What's wrong with warm bread, man? Are you too entitled to eat some warm bread?
Yeah, that's true. But like earlier on in the day, we were talking about people who are so like my job at the moment, being a bartender. I've been like 2 years, and at the moment it feels temporary to me. In fact, kind of the more I do YouTube and Twitch and music and things like that, the less I'm working there, because I'm kind of working towards eventually not having to work there. But in their eyes, like the boss's eyes, it's like their business where everybody's probably gonna like they assume that everyone's gonna be there for years and years because this is their party. This is not party. Oh my god, sorry. It just popped up that Callum invited me to a party, and I just said that. Callum, I'm recording a very important podcast here. But they just assume like everybody's gonna work there for years. Like this is their job now. You know what I mean? When people join a company, they're like, well, this is what they're gonna do now for their life. It's gonna work here.
Who in their mind wants like their job, like their career aspirations is bartender for the rest of their life?
For
Like,
real.
Why would
For
the
real.
owners think that at all?
But one of the owners, she worked behind, at a pub near her old house for like 24 years. And that's pretty much all she did all her life. And I'm like, how? Like, if anything, this is like a part-time job at most, unless you're like the chef or the owner sort of thing.
Right.
And we were talking about how we find it crazy that people are in their jobs, like in retail and things, and they're like, just as like the minimum wage person, they're like, yeah, this is my job. This is what I'm doing now. I finished education. I'm just going to do this for my life. And they get super involved in it. And they're like very passionate about it. And then we bumped into the lady who was serving us the paninis. And we were like, wow, this is a woman who is she's very invested in her job. When you call something a bap or a sandwich and she goes, it's a panini. So
Is she invested, or is she just so fucking tired of working there that she just can't stand anything anymore?
Yeah, she's like, I swear, one of these days, one of these kids is gonna call a panini a sandwich, and I'm gonna clock them.
I'm gonna lose my shit.
I'm gonna smash this till over the friggin' heads. She's just gonna lose it. She's gonna like hold one of them hostage with an overly warm panini. It's like, I'll burn them. I will.
And you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it in your hands when it's too hot. Okay. My God. Well, that concludes my segment about college food. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
I think now is the time. You know what time it is. It is time for the Conspiracy Corner.
Where was that last time? We needed that last time.
The what? The do?
Tyler, pretend that it's at least a bit more interesting than that. Come on. Let's get into... That was meant to be like a Vine boom, where it goes...
Oh, okay.
The
I'll add that
Conspiracy
in.
Corner. Yeah.
Um,
like a Lele Pons thing. Like, she has to add in the boom to make it seem like it was a joke, even though it wasn't.
Yeah. So...
Right, hit us with them conspiracies, boy.
Today, for the Conspiracy Corner, we're going to learn the true origin of the human being.
Boom.
It's going to be a good one. So, this is back, way, way, way back, to one of the very first civilizations, the Sumerians. They're also one of the oldest civilizations that we know of, and one of the first to actually have written language and have tablets.
I'm right in saying they were the ones just before the patrons of Not Those Guys Again Patreon, and a little bit before the Egyptian furries, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
around there. Yeah.
Cool.
So there's tons and tons of tablets that they have found for them, and only about 14 of them had been translated. How accurately they're translated, who knows? But people do as people do, and when they hear these translations, they make up crazy stories. So, One of the things with them is they have gods. Their gods are called the Anunnaki. So, the story of the Anunnaki is that they are from the planet Nibiru. Now, that planet comes around the sun. It's apparently it's not in our solar system, but it's in our solar system. So it only enters our solar system every 3,600 years. Every 3,600 years, it passes by Earth. But how something that is in our solar system but isn't in our solar system can rotate around the sun to be in our solar system and then blast out of our solar system and then come back into our solar system in 3,600 years doesn't make any fucking sense.
So it's sort of like when people are trying to disprove it, and they're like, well, it's obviously not in our solar system because we have no evidence of it. And they're like, it's there, it's just not always there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then there is a lot of these other hypotheses that people had that there might be another planet further out in our in the sun's orbit that's kind of messing with the gravitational pull of other planets that are further out and like other bodies floating around. But if there is, like, it's too dark, it's too far away and too dark to even see it. But if it is out there, it takes about 22,000 years or something like that to rotate around the sun. So they're trying to say that they're trying to connect that to being Nibiru. Well, if you're doing that, that thing never comes near Earth. It takes 22,000 years to rotate from what they're theorizing. It's not taking 3,600 years. Anyway, so Nibiru is, the atmosphere is getting all fucked. Shit's not good there. It's not good at all.
Man, not again.
So they come to Earth. They come here to mine. They're coming to mine our resources. What do they need? The Anunnaki need some gold. What's the gold going to do? It's going to repair the atmosphere of Nibiru. That's what they're mining the gold for.
Just like solid chunks of gold, or do they just like kind of grind it into little dust and they just kind of scatter it?
I think it's basically like that. Like they're grinding it down until it's like invisible little molecules to put into the atmosphere to fix it.
Because it'd be insane if they just use chunks of gold.
Just throwing chunks of gold in the air and hoping it works. So they came down with the leader Enki, who in the Sumerian text is just, he's the god of like water and stuff like, and
he's been up to
and things like that.
Panky.
So they came here with a slave race that they call the Ajiji. So even though they have all this technology to come onto Earth, space travel, able to use gold to fix the atmosphere, they still need slaves to do menial tasks like mining. They haven't come up with anything better than we have. Like, we have those huge, giant fucking mining machines that we have, but they still need slaves to do it. So they're more advanced than us, but then they don't know shit about mining like we do. So they need slaves.
They don't need slaves. They need some Minecraft tutorials.
Exactly what they need.
The kind of ones where they get like a notepad file up in front of the screen and then misspell words and take ages to backspace.
Yes. So the Ajiji, they're mining away. There's no humans on Earth at this point, by the way. The only thing is there's Homo erectus and like the caveman and all that. That's what we have. That's all that's here right now. There's no Homo sapiens aren't a thing yet. So the Ajiji are here. That's the slaves of the Anunnaki. They're mining for the gold. They're the inferior race of Nibiru. So what had happened is the Ajiji are sick and tired of being slaves, and they're planning a revolution. Viva la revolution! Or they probably weren't French, but
all the way back then.
They might not have been French either. I don't think that was a language back then.
It's just weird that it made it into the French language just millions of years later.
So, so they revolt, and they lose. They lose bad. They lose most of their people. The Ajiji are basically extinct now. And then the Anunnaki are like, well, that was dumb. Now we have no one to mine for us.
Oh, come on.
And then I think it was Enki's brother or his father
Hanky
was like, what we're going to do. You see those cavemen over there, those Homo erectus? They didn't call them that, by the way. They have no idea. They just saw random earthlings. They probably didn't even call it Earth. They probably called it fart.
But then, how would they know what fart was? Yeah.
In their language.
There's some plot holes going on here.
Anyway. They take early man and they create Homo sapien. Homo sapien is a mix of Homo erectus and the Anunnaki people. They tampered with the DNA. And the way we know this is because there's some squiggly lines that intersect on some Anunnaki tablets or Sumerian tablets. And they went, you know what? Those squiggly lines that connect together kind of look like DNA. Oh my God, the Anunnaki or the Sumerians were taught by the Anunnaki what DNA was, because there's no way that they made squiggly lines on this tablet that look like DNA. That's impossible. That's not a coincidence. They knew what DNA was. So
there's never been a coincidence there ever, like in history. No. Like everything happens for a reason, Tyler.
Yes, they so they knew what DNA was. Anyway, so they created the humans to continue working for them. Now, we were made to work for them, and in the Sumerian language, work for meant to worship. So we had no choice but to worship our gods.
My goodness.
So anyway, they were continuing to mine, but they were sterile. They didn't allow the humans to reproduce. They made them all sterile. And then one day they were like, well, we can't just keep making them ourselves. This is a waste of time. So we're going to make them be able to procreate. So that's what they do. They finally decide we're going to let them be able to stick the weenie in the hole and make some more without us having to do anything, because we're getting sick of making them. And then they start to overpopulate. There's too many of them now because they won't stop fucking. They're like, God damn it, you gave them too much of a sex drive. Now they won't stop. They're only supposed to make a few. So they had to start casting people out. And that's where the whole story of the forbidden fruit and getting cast out of Eden was, because you see this city that the Sumerians were in, I think it's called like Eridu or something. That's the Eden. That's the story of Adam and Eve and Eden and getting cast out from heaven or from paradise, you know? Yeah. So they cast out a bunch of them because they're having too much sex. And then finally, 3,600 years has passed. Nibiru is making its final approach again to come by the Earth, and a bunch of them are like, we getting the fuck out of here, losers. We fucked up. There's too many humans now. We don't like it. So some of them left, but some of them stayed.
What I'm quite sad about is the fact that they would castrate a race called Homo erectus. Like that's just homophobic, I think, personally. And what really, puts salt in the wound is the fact that they're erectus.
Yeah, they're
it must be hard.
they're
must
meant
be real
to.
Hard for them.
It's what they're meant for, is to be erect.
All the time. Wow.
And they just fucked with them.
Fun fact. It's got nothing to do with Conspiracy Corner. But over the weekend at work, I got offered by a drunk guy some kind of pills. He didn't have them on him, but he was like, "Oh, I'll get you a couple. I'll get you a couple next time I'm over." And I'm like, "Don't do that." Apparently they make you rock solid for 4 days.
Oh, that was like some next level Viagra right there.
I feel as if that would not be very convenient.
No, I would not want to be hard for 4 fucking days.
I guess you could just multi-purpose it. Like you could just hang out your washing. Good just to put a few things on it. I guess if you're on the bus but you got to stand up because there's not enough seats, just rest your phone on it. I guess just watch catch up on some YouTube, some Reddit. You don't have to. You wanna scroll through Reddit, but you've got a bag to hold. Just stick it on there and scroll. It's great. It's good stuff. I mean, you could just kind of have it in your hand and use your thumb, but where's the fun in that? I mean, come on. So does that conclude Conspiracy Corner for this week? Or so?
Yeah, that's it's a good little Conspiracy Corner, I think.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to have to listen to it again because it just went over my head. There was so many homo erectile dysfunction people who DNA and squiggly lines and slaves and.
Oh, well, if you need more to add to that, I could have. This doesn't matter if it's in here or not, but I'm going to add it in there just to add more to your confusion.
Okay.
the Anunnaki that stayed after the others left, they would procreate with the human hybrids that they had made, and the Anunnaki were giants. Okay, they were bigger than humans. They're pretty tall.
My God.
So when they would have sex with the humans, they would give birth to the Nephilim giants. Those were some human Anunnaki hybrid, which was already a hybrid of so it's like double Anunnaki. It's 50% Anunnaki now because the humans were already 50% Anunnaki.
I'm starting to feel like this is just an elaborate way of saying they were incest.
It could be, yeah, very well could be.
It turns out we were meant to look a lot different to how we do, but we're actually just like a really fucked up version of the how you say. How'd you say it? Something Naki?
The what?
The
Anunnaki.
Anunnaki. Anunnaki.
Anunnaki.
How the shit do you remember all this, Tyler?
That's what my brain does. It remembers useless shit.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I could bring up more. The Nephilim giants have a huge variety of mythological stuff behind them, but that'll be for another day.
Perfect. If anybody wants to hear about that, just comment below. Gee, that tall guy sitting on table 8, what an asshat. just comment that exact phrase, and it'll be like a sleeper.
And if you ever see Brodie in real life, make sure to use that exact phrase on him as well.
And then I'll start lashing out on people. In fact, I made that joke when I was in town about a month or so ago, and this kid was just stood next to me, and he started flossing, and he said he was like long neck giraffes bouncing down a hill, or like hula hooping down a hill, and I was like, is this like some kind of sleeper code phrase? Am I about to snap and start shooting people? I was so confused.
Could have been.
I think they got the wrong guy.
They very well might have.
I mean, apparently there's a doppelganger in our town of me, according to someone who comes into work. And I've seen the person who she's talking about and where he works, and he does not look like me, and I do not smell like he does.
I don't know. Do you though? Have you gone up and smelled him?
Well, yeah, kind of. It's just like an aroma. And I hope that that's not like a doppelganger aroma.
Maybe it is. You don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's another conspiracy in and of itself right there, man.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, we'll have to leave that for... I'll have to find out about that. I'll have to do some research.
You'll have to host your own conspiracy corner sometime.
Yeah, I'll follow him with a camera, and we'll make the first video version of the podcast. Yes. Where it's like, welcome back to Conspiracy Corner. So right now, we're outside of the doppelganger's house. I managed to steal his keys and get myself a set cut last week. So I've got a key to every single door in his house. There's nothing weird about this. But I guess that concludes the podcast. Other than to kind of get a few more clicks and things, Tyler, I think we need to talk about a trending topic. So I'm just going to quickly talk about the Kanye West and Lil Pump song.
Again?
Which is that. Did I talk about that last week?
You mentioned it last time, yeah.
Well, it didn't fucking work. We only got 20 views.
Yeah.
You need to...
Well, and at this point, it's at the end of the podcast. Who's fucking going to listen this long to hear about Kanye and Lil Pump?
We just need that initial click. Just that initial click on it.
I suppose, yes.
But you probably didn't... You probably didn't tag it as well as you used to tag your old YouTube videos.
It might not have been. Maybe you should... maybe you can help with some tags.
You're probably missing some vital tags like the words "to" and "now."
And all.
And all, yeah, all. And Kingswood, or whatever it was. But I heard the censored version of that song on the radio, and I had to find it. I was in a taxi, and I was getting out of the taxi, and it came on, and it was like, instead of, I think it's "You're Such a Fucking Hoe," it was, "You're such a freaky girl. I love it." And I was like, Am I listening to Kids Bop? What? And I had to try and find the censored version on YouTube so I could hear the rest of it. The only censored versions I could find were people who were just like doing it themselves and getting it. There's no official version, and they were just cutting out the words. So it was just, "You're such a, I love it." And
wasn't the part where Kanye says I'm a sick fuck? Didn't they change it to this like I'm a freak or something?
Yeah. So all the ones that people have made themselves, it was just like, "I'm a sick, I like to sick, I'm a sick, I like it quick, and I'm like, what is the point in having this song?
That's so dumb.
It's like when they used to play "Let Yourself Go" by Green Day on Kerrang, and there's the bit where Billy, I think it's like, everybody's fucking with my head now. Stop fucking with my head now. And they play it on Kerrang. And it's just like, stop with my. Stop. I'm like, why are you playing this? Why are you playing this on TV?
That's so dumb.
But I finally found the censored version you're playing on the radio. God knows why there isn't like an official version of it or anything like that. How the radio has a copy of this, but YouTube doesn't with any kind of popularity. It had like 200 views. And the Kanye part is, it goes, "I'm a real freak, I need a real freak, woo! I'm a real freak, I need a real freak, woo!" And it's so bad. Why would you do it? Well, just imagine being in the studio and being like, "Okay, guys, great track. It's gonna go viral. I think it's like the most streamed rap song on YouTube, which is ridiculous because it's actually a very bad
shit song." And I still don't understand the fucking Roblox get up that they were like, why?
No.
Why was that even a thought process?
I don't even know, but I.
Oh my god!
What?
I finally understand now. Everybody's been getting all their Roblox accounts trying to hack into and change the password. It's because of that video.
Conspiracy Corner, it's opening back up again, guys. I had that. I made a Roblox account in like 2010 because Jack was playing it, and he wanted me to play it. I went on it for like 5 minutes. I drove a car around, and I was like, "What is this game?" And I never
I did
went
the
on it
same
again.
thing when I first tried it.
Never went on it again. Amazing. Anyway, I guess that's a good spot to end the podcast. Talking about Roblox before it gets.
I think I have a good way to end the podcast. Actually, I've been
drop it.
I've been reading Neil deGrasse Tyson's Astrophysics for People in a Hurry.
Oh.
And chapter 2 is about like the laws of physics and like gravity and all that.
Yeah, of course.
And the last or the end of that chapter ends with him
dying.
It ends with him
it.
roasting a barista. And I think I'd just like to end this podcast with that passage.
Take it away, Tyler.
A few years ago, I was having a hot cocoa nightcap at a dessert shop in Pasadena, California. Ordered it with whipped cream, of course. When it arrived at the table, I saw no trace of the stuff. After I told the waiter that my cocoa had no whipped cream, he asserted I couldn't see it because it sank to the bottom. But whipped cream has low density and floats on all liquids that humans consume. So I offered the waiter 2 possible explanations. Either somebody forgot to add the whipped cream to my hot cocoa, or the universal laws of physics were different in his restaurant. Unconvinced, he defiantly brought over a dollop of whipped cream to demonstrate his claim. After bobbing once or twice, the whipped cream rose to the top, safely afloat. What better proof do you need of the universality of physical law? Get fucking wrecked, barista.
He sat here probably writing this book, and he's chuckling to himself. Like, the only other explanation is that the laws of physics changed in this shop.
Fucking great.
Wow, that is me. I gotta pick that book up. If only we had an Audible sponsor, and Audible could provide it as an audiobook.
Yeah.
And that's the part where you go, well, we do. This podcast is sponsored by Audible, but it's not.
We'll send them an email.
My favorite thing about that is when people are like, I've been listening to a lot of books recently, so my Audible my Audible sponsor came just at the right time. I'm like, did the listening come after the Audible thing? I never know. This is going to be our evidence that you read books.
Yep.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know how to read, but Tyler reads. Tyler reads box. Is that how you say it, box?
Yeah, box.